From there, we get a rejection, $362,000 level, find momentum. By tomorrow, we are going to break through this. Most of altcoins are exploding right now, but there is one huge problem that a lot of traders are ignoring right now, and that is something that we need to talk about today. And without any further ado, let's go, guys. Thank you for tuning in here once again on this Friday. We start off directly with the Altcoins season index. As you can see here, we have climbed up quite a bit over the last couple of days here now to roughly 39%. So we are getting closer and closer to the altcoin season, which will be above 75%. And that means that more liquidity is in altcoins than in Bitcoin at that moment. When we're going into the DXY, also here we see further decline to the downside within that bearish pennant or bear flag, however you want to call that. We're getting closer to the bottom support here at around 100.4 points. Once that is broken, I don't need to repeat myself here in every single video. Once this is broken, Bitcoin will go to $67,000, $68,000. And in the best case scenario, we will stay below that, retest this, and get continuation to the downside. So now, when we're looking at Bitcoin, first of all, congratulations to everybody that listened to me when I called this trade here 3 days ago. You are more than halfway through this trade right now. When we're looking here percentage-wise, you're up roughly 4.8%, 4.7%. That is already a really good amount. But we are also getting closer to this downward sloping trend line that is still acting as a massive resistance for the Bitcoin price. I expect, even if we get up here, that from there we get a rejection, and I'm going to show you in a moment also some other reasons that are pointing to that fact. So you should get prepared to take some profit here, raise your stop loss to around, I would say, $64,500, $600, just to make sure if it completely turns against us that you are protected. And if we continue to go higher, then you have the moon back for the outstanding target here to the upside. When we're going into the 12-hourly chart, also here the bull flag pattern has broken out to the upside. If you would have entered here at $64,700, also here you would be roughly up now 1%. But also here we have this downward sloping trend line coming in that we should not ignore. And we have to see how the Bitcoin price is reacting around that specific resistance, if we can manage to break immediately through that or not. So now when we look at the indicators, for example, at the stochastic RSI, here we have a little bit more room to go to the upside, so we potentially can reach $67,000, I would guess. Yeah, definitely from there, we're going to face some headwinds back to around $64,000, $65,000. Find support here, consolidate, get another attempt to the upside, and that will be then the proper breakout. Remember, every single time when I was calling out something like this over the last 2-3 months, it actually happened. I'm not saying that I'm always right, but usually I tend to be right. So this is, in my opinion, the next logical scenario, what's going to happen here. And I'm going to show you here now, I think already on the next chart, why I believe this is going to happen in that specific way here. So we are back here on the daily chart. Here with the stochastic RSI, you see here's potentially a buy signal forming. That will be the last buy signal. And that will also reach the top of the stochastic RSI. The RSI itself is already going sideways. The MACD is losing a little bit momentum, which is not that bad. But I think here the stochastic RSI has a significant role by giving us an indication where we are locally going to top out here in the next 48 hours. So, and why do I believe that? Besides the fact that we are above the neckline of the W pattern, which is bullish, I believe that we are coming back below it. Let me show you why. If I draw a line here and I draw a line over here, then you see that we are also forming a rising wedge. So we have now multiple times tested the upper resistance side of that rising wedge. Is a scenario where we are breaking through this and continue to go upwards. But I have to tell you, this doesn't happen a lot of times. It's quite rare to occur. But if it does, then usually we get continuation to the upside. But be prepared, if we lose the neckline of that W pattern here at $64,600, $700, that we are potentially breaking down this rising wedge and will come back in the worst case, to $61,500. There's another reason why I believe we are going to struggle here to go higher. And that is if I draw from here, is it from here? Yes, here, this resistance area. So this is a massive, massive resistance for the Bitcoin price, because every time when we were above this, we went close or above $70,000. So now we are scratching on it, most likely getting here rejected. With tomorrow's candle, we will have a little bit more clearance on that. Kind of tomorrow moves it to the downside, then we know, okay, we are getting here now a bearish reversal pattern where we also top out here in that section a little bit. We'll come back down a little to the $62,000 level, consolidate, find momentum while the indicator's cooling down, and then get the next leg to the upside. When we're looking at the liquidation levels also here, this would make a lot of sense here on the 4-hourly chart. All the liquidity, at least the over leveraged liquidity, is sitting below us, as you can see here, and we are moving away from the EMA ribbon, which is usually also a sign that at some point we're turning around to get another retest and get then continuation along the EMA ribbon here. If we would come all the way back down to the 50 moving average, would not be the end of the world. This would put us at around $63,500. So that is the first bigger level that I'm looking at to hold support and to open new long positions, specifically here on Bitcoin. When we're going into the liquidation heat map, then also you see here we are starting to eat into this last big cluster that we have formed over the last 7 days. That goes all the way up to $66,500, would put us $1,000 higher than where we are currently. And I think there Bitcoin will run out of steam and start to turn around. So, and then the next most concentrated area is here $62,200, $300. I'm not saying that we have to go all the way down here, but there is the highest concentration of liquidity currently sitting. And while we are speaking about liquidity, guys, if you need liquidity and you want to stand a chance to win twice per week $500, the only thing that you need to do here on ZoomX is to deposit $100, and then watch the show every day. And if you win, send me within 24 hours an email with a screenshot with your account number that I have drawn. So 2 times per week you have the chance to win here $500. The only thing that you need to qualify for that is create an account on ZoomX, deposit $100, and I'm gonna draw a winner. Let me think about this. I will speak again today to ZoomX, so potentially tomorrow. Tomorrow I will draw 2 winners directly, not 1, 2. So go to the link in the description below and in the pin comment below if you want to be standing here a chance to win some money that you can trade with. And also on Bybit, we have something similar. If you deposit here $100, you get a free $500 airdrop position on top of what you potentially get on ZoomX, which is amazing. So you can potentially make a double bubble. So take advantage of that while this is lasting. On all these coins, you will get a free $500 airdrop position. No, sorry, on one of these coins, you can choose a free $500 position if you deposit $100 on Bybit. Also, the link for that is in the description and in the pin comment below. The Bitcoin dominance keeps chopping around here a little bit sideways. I still have a lot of confidence that into next week that we get here a leg all the way down to 57.15, 57.20%. And from there, again, chop a little bit sideways before we get another leg then to the downside and finally breaking down this rising wedge. Again, don't want to waste too much time on this. We spoke about this already. And I rather want to speak about altcoins because they start to move here. Finally, look here at Ethereum. Ethereum, everything is in alignment for a nice move here to the upside. We are testing currently this major downward sloping resistance line that we are trapped under for God knows for how long. Let's actually check. So we are since May below that. So this is now to the exact day, 4 months that we are below that. So it's definitely time that we start breaking this to the upside. If it's not happening today, I believe by tomorrow we are going to break through this and we're going to see immediately something like $150 move here to the upside, which will be roughly like a 5-6% move for Ethereum. So here, definitely keep watching this $2,660 level. If we close a 12-hourly candle above, and then I would definitely enter this in direction of $3,200, because here on the stochastic RSI, there's enough momentum to go all the way up here. The RSI is in bullish territory, and the MACD potentially bouncing off here and also signaling continuation. This will only change if we get, with the next 12-hourly candle here in 1.5 hours, a candle moving to the downside, coming back into our green area here, which is a massive buy zone that you should also take advantage of. So either wait for the break above $2,660 or a move back into that green area here of $2,570 all the way down to like $2,500. Then Solana also really, really strong here. Now you see why I said in the past $160 is one of the levels where I would take some profit, for the simple reason that here is a big resistance cluster. We got now rejected from it. If you would have taken profit up there from the original trade, you would have still, you would have made already 6.5%, which is again really, really good on a trade like that. You can technically still hold this for a move into $162. And if you just entered here yesterday, basically the trade that came a little bit too late, if you came too late to the party, then also here you are still slightly in profit. And I would also definitely keep holding this. So the worst case for Solana, what I see is some sideways chop above the $150 mark, and then also move here into 162, potentially slightly above, before we get a rejection and consolidate here before we get the next charge to the upside. One of the other coins that I'm currently looking at to trade is Fetch AI. Here we have broken out of this falling wedge. Already quite a while ago. We are up here over roughly 68% since then, I believe, if I take it from the breakout point to the highest point, actually 79% almost. And current price action 68% roughly in a profit from where I called this also a long time ago. Now, the only problem that I have here currently is that we're also here in a rising wedge, and we are risking to come back to the underlying support zone at $1.50, which would be not that bad, because it gives you ample opportunity to enter Fetch here at a lower price than if we would start breaking here above $1.86 and you enter from there. I would potentially not wait that long. If we start or to continue to move here to the upside, I would potentially looking for $1.70. $1.70 would be where I would enter this. But I would then at $1.80 directly set my stop loss at my entry level to protect my capital. So if we are moving here a little bit lower and we come back into this green zone, this will be a really, really, really juicy opportunity to open a position on Fetch. I have limit orders placed already down here, just for a simple reason that the stochastic is pointing to the downside here on the daily. The MACD, the trend line is pointing to the downside, also signaling a potential shift in momentum, and also the RSI is slightly pointing here to the downside. So there could be a little bit more downwards pressure on Fetch before we are getting here a move in direction of $1.90 and the $2 psychological mark. And if you are looking for exchange without any KYC, then go also to Tapit. On Tapit, they have a really nice offer. You get, if you deposit $100, another $100 for free on top of the money that you have deposited. So take advantage of that. You can technically deposit $100, get another $100. Now you have $200 that you can trade potentially Fetch with. And I just want to put it out there, guys. You know, so I have done it myself, but I have seen another crazy guy on Twitter today who has turned $100 into $80,000 in, I think it was 6 months. So I just want to put this into perspective. Even if you think $100 is not a lot of money, if you are consistent and compound your profits, then this will turn into really, really big amounts really fairly quickly. 6 months, $100 to $80,000 is quite a lot of money in that short time span. And again, you should take advantage of that while exchanges are throwing around with these offers, because I can guarantee you in the next bear market, they will not do this anymore. They do it at the beginning of the bull run, because they know in the bear market nobody wants to trade. So use the link in the description below and in the pin comment below and take advantage of that while they are still throwing around here with free money. Another coin that I'm still looking at is Render. We broke out of the bull flag formation, but currently facing the resistance at $6.44. If we come back down to $6 and what is it, 20? Yeah, $6.20, $6.22. A huge opportunity to enter here, but I would be a little bit careful with that and would at the same time look at the indicators, because I don't like how the stochastic RSI is looking here. The RSI also pointed to the downside, momentum on the MACD also going to the downside. So if this is not turning around, and then the $6.17 level might not hold as support, and it will come a little bit lower, so potentially close to $6 somewhat. So the best way to trade this is you use 30% of the funds for that trade that you allocate at $6.20. And if we come lower, let's say to $6, there you add the other 70%. Now you're fully allocated. You have a really nice averaged entry price. And from there, I expect that we're turning around and going here in direction of the golden extended ratio here of $7.83 over the next couple of days. Then Telegram is driving me crazy, guys. Ton still fighting with that $5.82 level. It was looking good here for a breakout today. Now we have here, what is it called again? A spinning top candle formation, which I don't like. So here the price needs to come up a little bit higher to turn this around. If it stays as it is here currently, this is not good for my trade. Potentially I will look to close this and jump into something else, because the last couple of days that I was in this, there were so many other coins that moved where I missed out on profits. So I might be inclined to close this if this is not changing really quickly over the, let's say, next 24 hours. So if this is not at $6 in 24 hours, I'm closing it at break even if I have to, or with a slight profit, and just wait until we get closer here to that golden cross on that 4-hourly chart. Regardless, if we come a little bit lower, here this green support zone on the MDX algo indicator should hold, and we should expect a bounce from there if we would reach this based off that spinning top that we are seeing here. Again, if you also want this indicator suite, there is a link in the description below to get this indicator. It's amazing. And again, the team will have a call with you to explain you exactly every single indicator that you want to use. And there's no other company out there doing this. So take advantage of that. I also don't know how long they are still offering this. If they get like thousands of people or 10,000s of people, I think they're going to stop this at some point, because it's just eating too much resources. Then Coty was looking really good earlier here on the 4-hourly chart with that bullish pennant and was about to break out. Now we see we got a rejection here to the downside. Also momentum shift completely on the stochastic RSI. We are about to get a sell signal. The RSI going down, MACD about to flip, also bearish. I'm not saying that now Coty will break down from this bullish pennant here, but we are also running out of time to break out within the sweet spot for Coty out of that pennant. Worst case scenario, what I see is here a small fake out to the downside to 11.7, 11.6 cents, which is not that much. I would say from current price like 5-6%. Yeah, 5%. And from there we can enter this and trade this into the target of that symmetrical triangle or bull pennant, however you want to call that, because this will, in my opinion, be short-lived, come back up, breakout. Coty likes to do stuff like this. Just in terms of target, so if we treat this as a symmetrical triangle, the target would be around 14 cents, 0.28, almost a 21% move to the upside. So also here, I would set some limit orders all the way down here. If we are not coming down here and we're just chopping around until we break out of the bull pennant, then wherever it breaks to the upside with a 30-minute candle close, that's where I would enter and trade this then into the target. And next one is Rune. Rune, again, a real monster here, moving to the upside, basically no real end in sight. The stochastic is here already turning around. The MACD most likely will give us also here a bounce with continuation to the upside. Only the RSI is showing that we are losing momentum here and correcting a little bit to lower levels. But this looks to me like a bull flag formation consolidation here. As long as we are not breaking below $5.27, which is roughly 2%. And then here that this bull flag will bring us into the golden ratio here, the extended Fibonacci 1.618 level at $6.58. I would reckon that Rune will run out of steam briefly above the $6 mark, because we had such a crazy run over the last couple of days that at some point we need a deeper pullback before we get continuation. And I think it's going to happen close to the $6 level. So here, if you want to enter this, it would be around $5.52, which is still roughly 10% that we can make here all the way up to the $6 level. But here I would definitely take some bigger profit and raise my stop loss and see what's going to happen. FDM still in this consolidation. I gave you yesterday's the exact levels. We are still waiting here. A good sign is that the stochastic starts to flatline here along the bottom, which is usually an indication for a bigger move in the works currently to the upside when we are here going along the bottom. So just a little bit more patience before we break here above 72 cents and start moving here into higher price levels. The other coin that I'm still looking at to enter is HNT. Here this downward sloping trend line is still not broken. The moment that it breaks, I'm going to enter this. This is of course a moving target because we are going here to the down, sloping here to the downside, but we are also getting close to our golden cross. I might enter a little bit prematurely when we get the golden cross, even though risking that price comes down to the 200 to test the 200 and only from here finds the momentum to break through this downward sloping trend line and continue to move the upwards trajectory. But overall, the indicators are not looking too shabby. The MACD is losing momentum here on the bearish side. Stochastic, somewhat bullish, pointing to the upside. Only the RSI is going sideways. But I tend to ignore the RSI in that scenario because of the other factors that are coming here into play, and that is that we are currently sitting under resistance, but about to get a golden cross here over the next 3 4-hourly candles, and that momentum on the stochastic and on the MACD are also pointing to the upside. And guys, that's it already for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure that you smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I see you with more money tomorrow.